Chief Justice Muhamed Mustaque, the acting Chief Justice of High Court of Kerala, who is also a proud alumni of our institute, along with Principal Professor Raghunath KS to the library. I'm Assistant Professor Ansi Flora, and it is my pleasure to welcome you all to the Padma Shri Dr. T.M.A. Pai Endowment Lecture on a critical and timely subject, the right to privacy and data protection law. As Mark Tello once said, the right to privacy is the hallmark of civilized society. This insightful statement highlights the fundamental importance of our today's discussion. This is an issue that affects each of us in our increasingly digitalized world, and we are honored to have an expert in the field to guide us upon it. No occasion is successful without the blessings of Almighty. Hence, I call upon Sri and Rakshita to lead us into an invocation song and set a positive tone. I request everyone to raise for a prayer. Shivanandana Pahi Dayala Shivanandana Pahi Dayala Pati Purishwara Jagat Paripala Pati Purishwara Jagat Paripala Pranava Swarupa Vigna Vinasha Pranava Swarupa Vigna Vinasha Mangaladayaka He Gananatha. Thank you, Srinidhi and Rakshita. Creating a welcoming atmosphere is the initial step towards fostering a positive and engaging environment in any program. With this, now I invite our principal, Professor Raghunath KS, to welcome the guests and the gathering.
Honorable Mr. Justice K. Muhamed Mustaque, Acting Chief Justice, High Court of Kerala, and other dignitaries of I take it as my privilege to welcome the guests of the gathering to Padma Shri Dr. T.M.A. Pai Endowment Lecture on the right to privacy and data protection laws. The right to privacy is a concept with different dimensions. Even though deliberations took place in the Constituent Assembly regarding right to privacy, it was not recognized and instituted as a fundamental right, neither in the draft nor in the original Constitution. The traditional approach to privacy has considerably changed due to the advancement in science and technology. In this digital era, vast amount of data is collected, stored, and distributed. As a result, it becomes difficult to ensure the right to privacy of large scale. The present digital Personal Data Protection Act 2023 is the need of the time, which encompasses the right, the privacy aspects also. Today, we have with us our proud alumni who has reached up to the highest positions in state judiciary and has proved himself to many landmark judgments. It is with great pride and honor I welcome today's chief guest, Honorable Mr. Justice K. Muhamed Mustaque, Acting Chief Justice, High Court of Kerala. Sir, we are honored and delighted to welcome you back to our alma mater as our distinguished guest. Certainly, it would be an inspirational moment for many of us. Welcome you, sir. I acknowledge the presence of our governing council member S.S. Prasad, Senior Advocate Lakshman Shunai, and Senior Advocates from Kerala. Welcome you all. I extend a cordial welcome to Dr. Nirmal Kumari. I also welcome our senior colleague, Dr. B.S. It is always a pleasure to have association of vibrant and dynamic alumni association are present. I place on record our welcome to all the alumni. I also association of institution and extend a warm welcome to President Sriman Kiran. Teaching staff of Vaikuntha College, for example, student council member, and also all the students who are present.
Thank you, sir, for the warm welcome. We also extend our cordial welcome to you, sir. Sir, to florally welcome our guest. It is a great honor to achieve and has brought glory to our institute. The entire BDCL family takes a pride to participate on this delightful occasion. I would humbly request Sir to please accept. Now, I would like to invite Professor Rohit Amin, HOD of
assembled in this significant event, that is Padma Shri Dr. P.M. stand before you and introduce our distinguished guest, who is also the proud of Muhamed Mustaque. In fact, Honorable Justice Mr. Mustaque doesn't require any introduction in his second home, but as the formality requires, it's my duty to give a very, very short data of Honorable Justice. Honorable Mr. Justice was born in of Kannur district. He completed his graduation from our institution. He obtained a master's degree from MG University with specialization in labor law. In addition, he also obtained a master's in space and telecommunication laws, which was a funded program of French government from Paris University. Passionate about his studies, to enhance his knowledge, he also did international law and did his advanced course in e-commerce and intellectual property, and got trained as a mediator by the European team from the UK and also by he has also many international publications to his credit, including the International Astronomical Congress held in Hyderabad, Bijan in Korea, and in He also attended various professional advancement courses, international conferences, and workshops. Currently, he is illustrious career as a lawyer in 1989. He later practiced and statutory authorities in Kannur. He practiced as a litigation lawyer, arbitrator, center. He practiced in the area of civil matters, commercial matters, telecommunication, IP and IT laws. He has contributed as administrator of ICADR and IIAM and a member of the Institute of State and Indian Society of International Law. He was a standing counsel of and academic perseverances. What he has achieved, he has worked as a managing of news publication in Luxembourg, charter member and treasurer of Indian International Association and secretary of the Council of India. Though his command-able expertise and dedication in law, he has of High Court of Kerala on 23rd January 2014 and later appointed 10th March 2016. He has been instrumental in delivering various judgments which have law. Presently, Justice has been appointed as the Acting Chief Justice of High Court of Honorable Mr. Justice A. Muhamed Mustaque, your presence has added lecture. Your alma mater and the entire BPCL family are very proud of all. We wish you a great success in your future endeavors. Let us all join together in welcome to the learned, honorable Mr. Justice A. Muhamed Mustaque.
Thank you, sir. I request Principal, sir, our Director, ma'am, and Professor Rhoda, sir, to kindly felicitate. Endowment lecture session. I would invite and request Honorable Sir Justice
years ago, 7 years ago, I came without knowing that I'll be back again after 40 years. Exactly 1984, I joined for the first time. And then 5 years ago, my father was a practicing lawyer, was a practicing lawyer. Thought I would do law. He It's not my decision, it's my father's decision. Studying in the branch of education. And because of this institution, I'm here today. I'm so connected to the institution. When I was asked by Madhavaja to release his book, I really agree. I'm sure that I joined as a, I did on the same passion. I changed justice who came from Gujarat was due to return on 5th. So this is how I can come for release of this book. I would not have preferred any other place, even I have not gone to visit because it is a first home for me, not a second home. I have no certainty. I have no certainty as a great ambition at that time. I thought I go and practice at Kannur with my father. Then I realized I should move further to district level. Then I moved within a year to the district course. Then I 1996. Then I said I had something burning in my inside. I had a partner at that time, so I couldn't take a risk. I took 30 years of my official is I obtained. I understood the changing world. I understood what is happening around and what will be the future. I never go back to Kochi, but destiny sent me back to Kochi, where I became a judge because of district judge and other went to abroad, so I had to stay back to Kochi. Otherwise, I would have preferred a career in acting. But God has brought me to the level. Each time decisions are taken elsewhere, not by me. And this institution brought me to this level. But for this institution, I want my core standards of marks I obtained and used. But I never turned back when I joined the law. I scored marks failing any other subject. Thereafter, I had to stop. You all start now learning that your education is, will complete with your law degree now. You should burn inside. Learning should be there. It can come in a different form, and formal degrees or an average student like me could improve admission is also become tough. But those days we'll ask Gobaji, ಏನಾಯ್ತು admission? So there is other people who cannot secure admission in BA or BCom. Now people are choosing law as a career. There is a fantastic opening for you. There is an opportunity for you. Just for you to realize there is an opportunity lies ahead for you. Unless either become a practitioner in the official code, in practice in criminal law, say like banks, the all are option to magistrate or municipal. We have few options. The law is the only profession you can give you so much of option. No other profession. You need to know about society. You need to know about what is country's aspirant for you. You want to become. That exactly brought me to at this level. The topic is right to privacy and data protection law. I came here not with any. I learned from my experience. What I learned from my exposures. I want to come to you. Please don't stop your education with the LLBTQ. Attune with the times and changes. I'm appealing to you for the reason that I know that once you step out from the law college, you may opt for litigation practice, you may opt for a judicial career, or you may join corporate office. No doubt we can aspire careers anyway, whichever way, but don't stop yourself. The Kerala High Court, the Kerala achieved, remarkable position in infrastructure. So people would ask me whether AI would replace judges and lawyers. I said yes. It is not AI that replaces the judges and lawyers. It's those who are not conversant with AI. So there is a time for you. The time will replace you. The history has taught many lessons. Not knowing that how the Kodak, the very, economic. We all learned that Kodak once upon a time, photography, everyone would relate to Kodak. Require photos to be taken, take a print out. Our child, we do had only the black and white photographs and color photos. Take a print out, and you don't take an instant photos. We'll have to wait for a. Those are the days we applied for telephone connection, wait for a queue for 10 years, and there were litigations before the court. Connection now disappeared. We cannot know the transition happened. Lawyer, without knowing the society, become a useless in one day. Johanna Harari says in 25 not because of their incapable or incompetent to do any job, but they the first class code, the drivers who drive the cabs, at the age of 50, they find driverless cars on the road. So tomorrow you should not become useless. You need to attune yourself to the time. Our teacher can only impart lessons based on curriculum, but you need to drop your mind into that.
You need to know the technology. You need to know what country is aspiring for. Way back in 2015, our Prime Minister spoke about India. Today's topic is related to digital India. Population. We have been taught in economics, when I was a student here at Malthusian, I learned Malthusian economics ideals. Population becomes strength. Because in digital space, you don't have to buy the first Facebooks and Google are in India. Because of we have a without users. Facebook can't survive without users. If you look at the global scenario, you see all the global giants, techno corporates headed by Indians. Connect India. They know that Indian population, because China has a restriction. Google, they don't allow Facebooks. So they are very clever. So we will determine the future of the globe. We will decide. Indian population would be strength. You look at, you Google, find out advertisements. It is because of us, it is because of we Indians. It is not because of they find any affinity to India, because they find so how digital space is going to leverage economic development? How using digital space? The future lies in the digital space. Months here, you may not find anything concrete. To focus on digital space in terms of fashioning. It offers your gold mine. It offers your gold mine. It is for you to find where the gold lies. And you youngsters, because we generation already settled down, they know their career is now built on litigations. But now you are all sitting on the gold mine. As I is a strength. The country is asking for is economics progress in terms of digital. Where back in 2015, digital India, taking India to different. Not based on exports of oil or agricultural products or any other products. So you are a new generation. You are the generation next level. Opportunity lies with the lawyers. By lawyers. Look at pre-constitutional era and post-constitutional era. In the political scenario, social scenario, cultural scenario. But the lawyers never the post-liberalization gave an opportunity. But we all trained in a different manner. Could not make use of that opportunity because we are so we are now following it. opportunity lies for you. Next level of our opportunity is dependent on how you generate ideas. The knowledge is powerful information. The next generation will not succeed with the knowledge. We identified the knowledge as a parameter. Next generation is not based on the knowledge. How they leverage ideas, the small ideas will make a big impact. Yesterday I walked into the Kochi, generative AI conclave. Of course, we entered in an MOU with Kochi University. Very youngsters of engineering students. They have developed various some came from the background of a farmer community, and if they are now using AI. One student came with the idea of helping the other students for AI. In the abstract or theoretical way of looking law and how to use laws and resources. You have to think not in terms of what you learn with the law. How do you relate technology to law? How do you relate AI to law? Because AI invention is made. They cannot, and lawyers also need to know. There are a lot of host of issues. If you look at host of issues in IPR, the IPR, all might be using ChatGPT. There is already an issue in India where and with some other, and one of the lawyers practicing in Delhi, he went and refused, and it was granted. He being showing him it as a co-owner. Most of issue will come. The music industry. How music industry is going to face these challenges? You look at it, IPR issues, copyright issues, patent issues. To support an industry, so you have, as I repeat, you are on the gold mine. So with this word prelude, I will try to do my justice to the topic. In the past, we were all maybe small areas. All of them know each other. So I can't say this formally because there was formal marriage. It's a modern version of legal and brought in laws and regulating their behaviors. Before then, there was no such institution of marriage. You can say that living in an institution. So they're a small commune. They know each other. The invention of agriculture marked the progress to the civilization. A centralized structure, sovereignty, the power, and the sovereign dictates the law. and this is there are people prepared for interpret laws. There are people prepared to enforce laws, and there are people to today's. I mean, if you look at our history and you all, I think you're still studying history. The past, the history, how the sovereign states have been merged. The Westphalian Treaty somewhere in 16th century, the post-16th century, agreed that the 13 years war came to an end with an agreement and sovereign state emerged in the Europe. Fraternity, liberty, and equality. So when the in central structure, everything is centralized in the physical form, some areas, like in Delhi, you have Supreme Court in Delhi and High Court. It is through the centralized structure we administered our justice. And again, now we are going back to the decentralized structure. We are now reaching out to people with technology. You see that as Microsoft have launched kind of softwares. Many legal brains are people who are disconnected through the technology. How the farmers, the local part of this country, have and they are and in the language familiarized to them. They need only to speak the language and it will guide you where you will get information. Today's generation may not we went to the bank money to buy anything. He reached a level. You look at the penetration of digital cities. 40% transaction take place in the banking, in the digital transaction has reached such a level. Decentralized structure where everything is connected through the technology. So what is the secret? If you search for a shirt or the dress you want, you will see immediately it will come again. Because algorithm I you are looking for. Your taste, your hobbies, and there are algorithms that can predict outcome of applications. Many machine learning-based applications in our system also. So don't you feel your privacy is compromised? The Magna Carta declared our rights, 1200, I believe. It said it's a right. In Great England, you a police cannot search to house without any warrant. So that assured a declaration that look at the Fourth Amendment in American Bill of Rights. No person can be searched without a warrant. You see that laws also there, but we never recognize it's a protecting of our ICs. There's all different form exist in somewhere our legislations. But right to privacy, today we are now considering that based on the Puttaswamy's judgment, which apex court is there. We are everyone has right to privacy. Then it's very contextually debatable what would constitute privacy and what would not constitute privacy. Again, as I said earlier, we were all a small commune. We all know each other. When sovereigns start asserting their power through the laws or commands, we felt that our certain space is taken away by the sovereign. Because our liberty is taken away at a certain level. Our rights are taken certain away, some level, because we never felt it is a right. That exactly the privacy is about. It's so personal. It's so intrinsically intertwined with a person's notion, a person's identity. How do you balance both is a different question. One angle, law enforcement, law regulations, and other hand, you want to see that your rights are protected in different ways, which emanates from your own notion of your identity. So all about is space. Privacy is all about the space you created with your own notions, whether it's the space of your home within the house, whether the space you create with your sexual orientations, what is your way. Now this friction always bothered regulators. In early 80s or post 80s, French courts recognized love with the right, that means right before murder. Forgive means forgiving, the right means the right. So French court said, one should not be wounded for his past these deeds. He should march forward. So in 18th century, some of the criminal courts start applying right if it before voted. One need to move forward. Every saint has a past, every saint has a future. The great poet mentioned. So everyone has to move along. Past should not haunt him forever. Past should not detain him forever. So the French court recognized right before vote. And there is another class, right erasure. Sometimes your footprints remains for wrong reasons. You might have involved in a criminal case, but you might be totally innocent. You had nothing to do with the criminal case. But today's in digital space, your names will recur again, research will come again. So one hand need to have a right to erase those details or personal details. So these are all different dimensions of the privacies, right to be forgotten, right to erase it, and the right to privacy itself as an abstract way of ideas and justice in a larger spectrum of. Now we have a robust law called data protection laws, digital personal protection laws. In 1980s, OECD countries, you might be knowing OECD countries, Organization of Economic and Development,
Um, I believe so. OECD countries. You can just Google it and find out. Of course, India is not part of OECD countries, all developed countries. Uh, India have been allowed to have certain benefits out of your OECD guidelines. OECD, basically, they're looking in terms of regulating the investments in the host country or another country, and they guide how the MNCs, their countries should follow certain parameters to maintain certain standards in international level. For example, OECD countries in fact regulated the MNCs, and they have a mechanism if the MNC is involved in human rights violation and non-state actors. Grievance mechanism is provided. Suppose a large company, an international company of part of the OECD countries comes and invests in India and escalate the indigenous people's right or something which amounts to human rights violation, they can be accountable as a non-state actors in the OECD guidance. So when they found out that the digital space will is a potential for abuses and violation of the rights. So they started formulating guidelines based on core principles. The principles like collection limitation principles, the accuracy principles, the purpose principles, uh, security principles, and purpose, the certain other limitations. Those form the constitution of the modern privacy laws. I can recollect threadbare, maybe because I'm lecturing in a general way, you may be able to gather this from further research and research you make. Because those principles reflected in our data protection laws made in India. So these uh, principles form the core or basic structure of data protection law. Ramesh Namaskar. These principles form the constitution. They form the foundations of the privacy laws. Then 95, I believe, in 95, 46, the directives, the European Union directives, structured more guidelines for Europe for personal data, which is ultimately now culminated in GDPR, General Data Protection Regulations 2016. In 1946, of course, they don't acknowledge the right to be forwarded in clear assembly terms, but in 2016 GDPR, General Data Protection Regulations, you have to define the right to forward finds a place in those regulations. So the 9546 of the European Union has been replaced by GDPR in 2016. The 9546 actually regulated the transfer of personal data or transmission of personal data within the European countries and regulated. They have a mechanism, they need to have national authority and they can have higher authorities to regulate the transfer of personal data. Now we come back to our digital protection law. In the GDPR, it covers both. That means digital space as well as physical space. Our enactment is limited to operate only in digital space. Like females are proud over here, the men, the Digital Protection Act is called as She Act. Normally we use the gender we in all enactments, but in Digital Protection Act, it refers to the pronoun she. The Digital Protection Act, Personal Protection Act, and the enactment of the Parliament only covers digital space. Of course, it is yet to be notified by this provision. If you look at the various provisions in Digital Protection Act and Personal Protection Act in India, you will find these four principles: definition principles,
extraction principles, purpose principles, accuracy principles, those principles you find in every provisions. Collection principles means you can collect only with clear asset of the data principle. Data principles means whose data has been transmitted in digital space. And if you get a notice, so you will find in every digital applications you make or any other file that I hereby consent. And they have a limitation principle. They cannot use it for other purpose other than for minimum purpose for which a consent is given. And they need data must be accurate. That's accuracy principles. And there is also called storage principles. You cannot store the data, personal data, beyond the period for which the required is stored. That exactly issue arose in Europe and Spain. Google Spain's case. When Google was sued in Europe and Spain recently, where a person called Gonzalez in 90s, his house was sold it was given a secured asset for a bank. The house was sold in 90s. So, secured asset is sold. He thought everything is gone. But when he's Googled in 2000, he found that he gave his name surface, Gonzalez name surface, and his asset has been stolen. So at that time, as again I mentioned, it is in 2000. In Europe, the European directives 95/46 above was followed. So it does not specifically mention about right to be forgotten. So Gonzalez sued European Google based on storage principle. He said, my data could have been stored only for the limited purpose for the bank, and once that act is accomplished by sharing a secure asset, you cannot no longer store the data. Gonzalez won ultimately. If you Google in Google Spain's case, you will find history of the case, facts, etc. I don't remember the exact facts, but still the minimal facts I shared you. But after 2016, the GDPR specifically recognized right to be forgotten. You have right to erase your past. So it's something is based on the ideas related to the storage principles. You can only store for that limited period. Beyond that, you cannot limit. Beyond. Our laws do not specifically recognize the right to be forgotten or right to be erased, but still, Puttaswamy holds the field. You can use it. The Constitutional Court can use it. Right to be forgotten, right to erase at appropriate circumstances. And if you look at our law, it even recognizes the digital offices because like in the digital space, you need to transact everything in a digital mode. So the Act of that Act was also contributed to digital office for all complaints and grievances. And the TDSAT means the Telecom and Digital Appellate Authority is a appellate body to adjudicate all kind of disputes arising from an act. And if you look at the penalty aspect, that's the most interesting part of the law. It's between 50 crores to 250 crores. The penalty, any violation, data fiduciary violates the law, they will hold up for penalty of 52 to 50 crores. It also provides exemptions. Section 17, I believe, provides exemptions. It exempts courts, investigations, banking, and from the purview of data protection laws. But if you look at the larger frame, you will find our protection, the data person, the law in India is essentially based on the European experience. Now, Europe has gone further level.
I'm not taking you into detail of data protection law because my idea is to today convey you what is the data protection law, what is the scope for you in the future. Now, Europe has gone to further level of enacting AA Act, Artificial Intelligence Act. European Parliament passed the AA Act, I think in 2023 or recently, somewhere. The European Act classify the AI functions in three categories: high risk, medium risk, and low risk. The lowest risk is a permissible, but high and medium risk is prohibited. Because it is basically essentially to protect the privacy and to prevent harm to the persons whose interest would otherwise would be compromised in digital space. We need to have such an enactment. Now, what I would urge before you, India's growth in the future would depend on how we utilize digital space, how ourselves we regulate digital space, how we make AI is accountable under the law. Until now, we have a human relation issues arising out of human relationship. The future will be a friction between human and man, which we never experienced before. The AI will invade your privacy. AI will decide what you want. You might have seen WhatsApp virus where a person go to the some shops to purchase a burger or something. Then the mobile will give you a phone number, gives all the details. Then you have a diabetic, you have all sorts of ailment, so he cannot give you the burger or something. You know, and today we use our phone number for all the purposes. If you just give your phone number, or he says that your delivery address is this. The future, one of issues is between human one and machines. Another hand, we need to regulate. I don't know how we go to regulate. It's for a long way, but there is an opportunity for you to see that the regulation is happening. There will be enormous challenges for us. It is an unprecedented situation for all of us. In a sense, we generations are not equipped to face those challenges. But new generations are stepping into those challenges directly. It is for us to determine how the digital space would be. So my young friends, I spoke whatever manner I could is possible. It is for you to decide how world should be. How does this change this world? You have a strength in this country in the populations. You have a country, you have a system in place which might not a force like a China, an open system in our country. Our country is prepared to face such challenges. In the past, in the political arena, lawyers took the lead. It is because of maturity of the lawyers we have a very strong foundation in this country through constitutions. Whether it be American or all political leaders have background in the law. They laid from the front. Our social figures, our liberties, political rights, all have been established by their collaborations and of intelligence of lawyers. To take forward this country to the future, it lies on you. Shoulders are on you. If you want to see this country grow to the next level in terms of economy, if you want to see that the country's power lies in this population, then it is for you to have. If you fail, you will be failing next generation. We are all happy generations, we live our life. We could do what we can, we did what we can do with our limitations. But your generation has to pass the baton to the next generation. It is for you to take up the task and responsibility.
So I hope each one in this crowd will take it the task. With this appeal, I conclude. Thank you very much. And anyone ask any question, we can go to it with more dialogue, interactive. Yes, you can ask.
So why are we lagging behind implementing the privacy policies which the European countries have placed?
So, first of all, I would say our statesmen are not occupied today. If you look at the past legislations which passed by the parliament, how much debate is taking place in the parliament? Minimum. How much legislation they could pass with their own ideas and ideas? Minimum. Most of the legislation came into India, whether the Arbitration Conciliation Act, Haiti Act, all legislations is passed on to us by super body from international relationships. So what we need are people who knows our society, who knows regulations, who knows the changes we require. The statement should come from the lawyers. The lawyers must be educated at that level. That's exactly my appeal to you all. The young generation should take things forward. It was easy for the past generation because they understood the society and they could lead in political front and take it in different levels. But challenges is different today. Our knowledge has no limitation, but our ignorance have come forward and taken over that. That is exactly the problem. That means ignorance and me, we have not understood how the world is shaping. We have never understood how our society is shaping. We have never understood how the different relationships finding a different dimensions. We need to understand that. It's not easy for us to understand, but it's possible within us. So it is for us to take up. And the youngsters, maybe we have a disdain for politics. Politics is not a bad. We may have dislikes for politics, but politics is good. It is through the politics we take decision on behalf of others. I'm not saying that we should be affiliated to politics in the party level or what, but politics should be there inside. See how the countries take it forward to the next level. Any other question? Girls are outnumbered, boys should ask some question. You can ask any question not related to privacy law, data protection law. You can ask anything with me. I'll allow to answer to you. I ask a question. Starting Roy, you can see you are related to me in every aspect.
So my question is, we have been taught in law colleges about these compulsory subjects, the CRPC, or Code of Civil Procedure, all these subjects. Now, after 40 years, after 4 decades, as you suggested that we have a sea change has occurred in the mindset of the people. So should we turn to the subjects that are most suited today from a professional point of view, that is the cyber laws? All these must be taken up as elective subjects in the law college. So that when they pass out of the college, they would be very, as you suggested now, the challenges are different. So they should be made to take up any challenge so that these subjects should it not, is it not high time that we.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
In fact, I was there in Mahindra University a couple of months back in Hyderabad, and I was told they are introducing BTech LLBs. BTech LLB, BSc LLB in Kuching University. They're cross-disciplinary.
normal cases, the interdisciplinary, whatever you call, it is the need of the time. The lawyers can't try with the law, but technology can't also try with the technology. It's both need efforts. And in a way, you see that our conventional practice will disappear to a certain level. For example, algorithm will decide what is the amount of compensation we pay. Smart contracts. Have you heard about smart contract? It will, without human intervention, decide. Suppose I suffer an accident, and I have taken to hospital. My heart hacker will be there in the digital space. It will consult insurance company. Insurance company knows immediately my compensation will come to my account. I don't prepare anyone. Smart contract, we go and find out what is smart contract. Mr. Modi is here as an insurance lawyer. His role will also be soon disappear within 5 to 10 years. The modern access is try to this. Well, currently I am working with the Tamil-based Kuka on developing a software. They have already developed a software for the sound check cases and the digital space. We will soon launch the course code in August 17th, probably with the three places of India like Vietnam and Kerala. For me, conventional practice will disappear. That's exactly said. AI will not replace lawyers or judges, but AI lawyers and judges will replace those who are not using AI. Then you look at the enormous money they can save. Currently, what I'm doing in Kerala, I'm being the chairman of computer committee. We have a very senior officer, FSO, he calls it, very superior officer in the state, from court office to next level. They are paid out somewhere at 1.5 lakhs in a year, monthly. So roughly 7-8 crores to the government. Now, I've introduced machine scrutiny. The real time this he might be knowing he uses the mail application that we have already done. We will soon introduce the implementation. The 60 FSOs will disappear from the code. So that created a lot of worry in me. I asked to study economic impact because we can't forget it. So now the currently study is going on. I already talked to the government. I said these people will disappear soon. And the promotional revenues of court officers will also vanish. So they need to be protected somehow. So these replacement is happening in the court. Now all files are now moved in our e-office. We don't require fumes. Next month I will also introducing digital courts to the district courts, where I want to see that the conventional court is separated from the digital court. The digital court would handle all cases where football is not required. The sense the party's presence is not required. So that it will have a future when I amend the Civil Court Act and a Civil Court Act. The court in Royal can deal with the cases in Calicut or some other Kansas court. So the state itself become the courts itself become without any territory. That will soon happen. Government agreed in principle to sanction few digital courts in the state. So the conventional practice slowly disappear, and it will remain into an area where abstract ideas of justice to be applied with human mind, where all mathematical solution, where a data can interpret, it will be done by machine. Most of the litigation is happening in the High Court because of the lack of communication between different departments. Once all the data is there, available, the communication would happen through machine itself. Issues related to land. We know that what is the land, what is the type of land, the data will be there once digital survey is completed. So we don't require go to High Court and say litigate my land is this other type and need to be utilized for other purposes. So within a 5 to 10 years we'll see complete change in the governmental actions. But as a result, we
we also need to change. Tomorrow's lawyers will be known as artificial intelligence lawyers or blockchain special lawyers. No, blockchain is a distributed ledger technology where everything will be networked. My data information, other person in the network can access. But moment I tinker my data here, it will be known to others. So all the files, everything will be in the distributed ledger technology. The contract, the exports, bills, those kind of things, all this would happen in blockchain. We have a lot of litigations because of lack of communication between one entity to another entity. Foreign nationals comes to our state, they want to marry, you don't know what is the single status or not. If there is a register, the worldwide is followed. Everybody knows the single status or not, the married person. For a click of it, and I can. So there is enormous opportunity, but same time, your practice will shift from litigation to regulation, regulatory aspect of questions. Everything is required to be regulated, including artificial intelligence. That's exactly I said. If you go and read about this non-tangible tokens in the music industries, copyright issues. And the kind of creativity that is happening in the using a generative AI, you can write a novel tomorrow you want. We are also in the process. Help the lawyers. Maybe it will take some more time. My idea is to see that lawyers need not draft a case. Lawyers just require to face what is practical situation. System will draft repetition, bail application. And he just look at it, need to correction. Because system will have updates of all precedents in the place. It will itself draft. The lawyer will have look at it. Okay, this is okay for me. Upload. So we can such an easy. We never thought we want to get information regarding our digital repository like a library. Whatever is stored in the world, we can access now. Similarly, all the data stored in the digital space, the generative AI can create it. You look at, go and ChatGPT has the right to sue for injection. You just give some facts. It will draft a suit. If you ask the generative AI to write an habeas corpus, it will write. If you ask generative AI, these are the facts. I want to draft an habeas corpus, it will do. So it has gone to such level. So one way is our work, other way it will take our work also. So how to balance and compensate, offset it, we have to do something else. Any other question? You should ask your first for knowledge or first for ideas should burn inside, and you should ask yourself. That is exactly I told you my story. Something was burning inside me. I don't know what is that. I was inquisitive of, but I later learned my idea, my quest was to acquire knowledge. Today I would say it's not the knowledge of that I still consider powerful, but you need to generate ideas. How you were made this world? Did you own any automotive? No. Software control the entire automotive of this world because of the idea. So your idea that matters. So that you need to have exposure to society. Unfortunately, the young generation have a less knowledge about society, but they have more knowledge on digital space. Because you don't, the socializing is come to a minimal level, not like our past where we lived in joint family, we gathered in the larger family, we had a relation. I'm not saying that it's something bad. Every society has got some features. But to make a progress, to bring a change, to transform a society, you need know the society. No questions? We'll wind up. Somebody wants to ask a question. You can ask.
Hello. Good afternoon, sir. I'm from. Sir,
What is your name?
my name is Asma. I'm from 3 years elementary second.
3 years elementary.
Yeah.
What was your graduation?
Actually, sir, I did my graduation from Delhi University.
Delhi.
From Delhi University. So my question is data protection and privacy. So how will you balance between privacy and technology? As we know, our country is also a developing country, and development is depends on technology only. Okay, if they want the privacy, like if you are searching something in Google, so other person they are getting all the information. But for development and all those things, so we want to search, want to use Google and all those things. If we are using, then there is no privacy, right? So how we balance between the privacy and development and technology?
But that's the question, how to balance development of technology and privacy. Today, if you look at Google also have a privacy policy, Facebook also have a privacy policy, go and read the privacy policies. So they actually asking your consent. If you are first time user of or login registering, you will ask to follow those privacy guidelines and you will have to give an assent completely right. For the growth of the technology, it's also required need to protect. You know the history of our nations and countries. The countries today survive or called as the most happiness countries based on what? Because there the liberal values one. Secondly, the civil societies adherence to the values. Third is their commitment to uphold rule of law. So any regulatory mechanism, these aspects have to be factored. So whether in technology, if you give an unlimited power, it lead to chaos and anarchy. So for the technology's growth itself and its progress, it requires regulations. Once you follow the regulations, you won't have a problem at all. Of course, you need to have people who follow the regulations and uphold the law. So if you look at the history and example, if you look at all the countries, we call the happiness index, how much they support liberal values, but how much adherence they give to the constitutional principles, the values which govern them. Third, their commitment to uphold the law.
Absolutely from 5 seconds. So my doubt is, in this generation, AI has been developing far more than what we actually require. We can see the deepfake, the voice recording, and many other features which are unnecessary than what is required. So in the court, while giving an evidence or taking an evidence, lots of things are being misplaced. Lots of things are not admissible to the court when the things are fake or when the things are highly advanced. So these kinds of things could be problematic in the future when the are for these factors?
First, your interest in the we have having AI, what we have done is showing interest in your perceptions. Uh, you have anything in this world, there are also fake things in the world. In the all the physical form, when goods exist, we have a physical, we have also fake things in the goods. That's a part of the system. That's what exactly. Where we have a problem, where we have a civil society which do not uphold the flow, do not uphold the values. Always is a problem. Exactly answer the point. You need to have a support of technology for the growth, our own growth. We need to have those values within ourselves. Regulation in the first place, upholding values, our commitment to the rule of law, all this factor need to factor. The code, the present BNSS Act, somewhat provides as a mechanism to recognize those evidence. Fake or not, we cannot judge it as a fake unless and until it is proved otherwise. It's a matter of evidence, it's a matter of representations. So our next step. So I cannot oppose there exists a fake, but there is genuine or not. So we are speaking, the evidence will be available. We cannot jam it and about this fake. Of course, there's a deep fake. There are many, the more used credit card and online, you already compromised. It is available for sale for $1 in many countries. I mean, what is that dark world? How do you find all those identities? Those are all questions would come to court when court decides issues based on the evidence. We can't prevent fake happening. Even the physical form it is happening. You will find a Horlicks genuine, or you can also find Horlicks fake. That's a part of the problem with the society, not with the regulations. Hope I answered your question.
Namaskar. So my question is, there are lots of online agreement or contracts, maybe when you are logging into your Google Excel, they say that we delete your data after 2 years if you delete your account. How can we admit it that they have really deleted that? Are there any mechanism to so that we can know that they have genuinely deleted our data or not misusing it?
I'm not an engineer to answer that question. How they people are, it's a matter of. Uh, but certainly, you have answered under the present regime. If we are no longer reading this account, if they continue to read their account and share the data with others, it will end up in penalty. That's what the
Are there any laws particularly developed for that?
Yes, the data protection law, which says the storage principles, which I mentioned earlier. You can only store your data only for the purpose for which you have consented. Once the storage purpose is, expired, then they can't use it. So it will end up in penalty. Present regime provides for it.
So, but until and unless a person complains about it, then the judiciary also knows about it.
Judiciary is not looking at somebody's grievances. Judiciary is only looking at the grievances comes to court. You may have a problem. Many people have a problem today, but they don't come to court. Thank you. Oh, no other questions? Did I bore you? Thank you.
Um, so, you are talking about the artificial intelligence. So I'm having a question for that. Like you said, after some time, like the human being will be replaced with artificial intelligence.
No human can be replaced. If there are no human beings, there cannot be artificial intelligence.
That's okay.
You can
Human beings should be there for operating the work of human beings will be replaced with artificial intelligence. Like for suppose an example, like if suppose an example, I just want to know your opinion about it. Like armies are there. It will replace armies with the artificial intelligence
No,
and
army can't, because army you need to have a decision which should have.
actually,
But I will give you examples of replacement. For example, you have a radiologist now, they will disappear. Because system will diagnose what is the kind of issue you have a problem. For example, you have an immigration being in on the airport. You don't repair because your facial recognition the passport. You just pass through passport. Facial recognition so that you don't have a visa will stop you there. So you don't. I mean, there are people there sitting in airport.
actually, sir, before
Continue.
2 3 months ago, he went to one mood, but there was a mood position expert, they replaced the armies with the artificial intelligence. After that artificial intelligence, they are machines only. They just have a citizen there. So then, who will be the responsible for that? Like we are human beings. For us, there is so many laws. And artificial intelligence, like in Saudi Arabia, Sophia, is having the legal, legal. So, like for artificial intelligence, if they are doing something wrong with some human being, then who will be the responsible? Like if you ask, like government will be responsible for this, government will say for
Yes, I'll explain. There are two things. I will answer in a two way. One is the future war. You know the Russia-Ukraine war is ongoing. And somewhere in 2018, actually, Russia made a cyber attack on Ukraine. And their economy was paralyzed. The network, the attack on network is another form of using army in a different way, not in a physical sense. Entire economy of Ukraine has been standstill. There is a book called How the World Likely to Come in. Future war will not be fought on nuclear weapons. They will just economically destroy a country by attacking a nervous. Nervous is network. Network can be attacked. So if suppose the network is attacked here, you can't go to ATM, you cannot draw your money, you don't have all the transaction now we have will come to an end. Entire system will collapse. You can't book your railway ticket, you can't go anywhere. So there is a possibility of threat. The second question you asked is, uh, there is a principles related to state responsibility under international law. International say that state is responsible for the behavior of the state as well as its subject. So in international forum, suppose if people from China attack us in cyber warfare or something, we can sue China under state responsibility, international law. State responsibility also contextually relevant in domestic level. For example, every state, there is called a Talim manual. If you look at Google and find a Talim manual, Talim is a country's place in Ireland, I believe. I, I'm not subject to correction. Where all the heads of different countries or responsible officers for different countries met and formulated the manual based on international law and relating it to cyberspace. This is one aspect related to state responsibility, how the state has to respond to such cyber attacks and issues. So we have a CERT called CERT, SCERT, the national body, which is watching every attack being perpetrated from other countries. They're watching it. You just Google it, find out CERT, CERT. Some response to, I don't remember exactly. It's an economy. They're watching all sort of cyber attack. So our country is responsible to its citizen to prevent any cyber attack is being perpetrated from foreign country, whether Pakistan, China, or different countries. So they are bound to protect us. So state, as a state, not only the state responsibility, not only, I mean, there in international but also in domestic level. Thank you.
As Sir said, you should have the urge and thirst to get education. Education is the power. Acquire it, explore it, and use it for the best of its ability. But never stop learning. Use your education to change the world for its better future. With this note, I would thank you, sir, for your affectionate words towards our institution, which is an inspiration to all of us, and also for your enlightening and thought-provoking talk, which is an eye-opener for all the young generation and all of us sitting over here. Thank you, sir, for also answering all the queries of our students. Your guidance is truly appreciated. As we come to the end of this insightful session, I would invite Srimati Surekha K, HOD of Law, to deliver the vote of thanks.
Good afternoon, everyone. It is my proud privilege to propose vote of thanks on this occasion. Today, we have with us learned Honorable Mr. Justice A. Muhamed Mustaque, Chief Justice, Acting, High Court of Kerala, a proud alumni of our college, who delivered insightful, intellectual, and educative lecture on the right to privacy and data protection laws, organized by IQAC, Dr. TMA Pai Foundation lecture. Sir, we are all blessed to listen your intellectual talk today. So, sir, on behalf of all of us, management, staff, and students of BPCL, I wholeheartedly thank you, sir, for this great session. Thank you, sir. I place on record my sincere thanks to Professor Raghunath Kedis, Principal, for arranging this educational program. Thank you, sir. I wholeheartedly thank our Madam, Professor Dr. Nirmala Kumari, Director, for her support in organizing this program. Thank you, Madam. I thank all the governing council members, all students of PBCL, and special inviters on this occasion for their active participation and involvement in today's program. Thank you all from the bottom of my heart. I thank our former principal, Professor Dr. Prakash Kanini, for gracing this occasion. Thank you so much, sir. I thank PTA President Vinata Kiran and members of the PTA for gracing the occasion. Behind the success of every program, there is a dedicated team of teaching and non-teaching faculty. I thank all of them, each one of them, for organizing this program meticulously. Thank you all. I I thank all my beloved students who have taken active participation in this program in very large numbers. Thank you so much. I thank once again all of you for this great session. Have a nice day. Thank you.